We're here at Dr. Moritz Research Centre in Vancouver. This is where the Foundation Fighting Blindness is working to find a cure for retinitis pigmentosa and other diseases that cause blindness. For the past 5 years, Dr. Orson Moritz has been researching cell biology involved in genetically inherited blindness. We spoke about a year ago. How do you feel about your progress?
We've made a lot of progress, I think, in the last 12 months. We've made a lot of progress on developing the assay itself so that we are fairly confident that if drugs were available that had an effect, we would be able to detect that effect. And so we've been gradually ramping up over the last few months in our rate of testing of novel compounds that we believe might be able to influence these disorders.
So by compounds, what do you mean?
Some of them are drugs that are already FDA approved or Health Canada approved and could potentially be pursued as possible therapies without major clinical trials for example, safety, which are very expensive and perhaps prohibitive in the cases of rare diseases. So if you can steal a drug from somebody else's treatment regimen that's already been through all this testing, then you can sort of jump ahead of that, save a lot of cost. And because there are so many drugs already approved and available, there's a lot of things that could potentially be tested.
Now, last year when we were here, you were really interested in how rod cells tend to go dormant in different stages of RP and trying to find ways to reactivate them. Right. Can you update us on your progress there?
Well, we haven't made much progress in reactivating them yet, but we did complete that study, and we added another interesting piece of information was that we were able to look at the metabolic profile of those dormant rod cells, and there was nothing inherently unusual about them. So it suggests that those cells are actually not all that unhealthy. They just don't have the capacity to detect light at that point. And we were able to publish that study in the Journal of Neuroscience earlier this year.
Do you think these therapies will be applicable to all types of RP?
RP is not really one disease, and there may not be one specific treatment that is suitable for everybody. And we may have to break it down into separate groups of disorders for which certain treatments are applicable, and in other cases those treatments are either not applicable or perhaps even detrimental.
So this is what it's like in the trenches of research: crowded shelves, innovative ideas, and infinite patience. And thanks to leaders like Dr. Moritz, we're actually making headway against RP and other retinal diseases.